Genesis Epoch. Rules are enforced by the admins to the best of their ability. You should respect the authority of admins to evaluate and decide when rules have been violated. We will always try to be fair and promote balanced gameplay. Keep in mind that the Genesis law is dictated by rules and by admins, whose decision is the highest priority, meaning, even if some specific rule break is not mentioned below, admins are allowed to claim certain actions as illegal or unwanted and issue a penalty accordingly. Any player caught breaking the rules may be banned for a period of time depending on the severity of the player's actions. It is the exclusive right of the admins to make these decisions based on evidence provided and what can be extrapolated from circumstance. If you feel the admin is not being fair, you can create a forum post about it in ban appeals. Link. We highly recommend you use a video recording software such as Shadowplay, trademark, Metal TV, trademark. Video proof in most cases of refunds and player reports is mandatory. Our rules were designed so everyone can enjoy their time on Genesis Epoch. Above all else, have fun. The general. The no camping or killing players who have a starter kit. No hacking or cheating or duping. No hiding money and items offline. Your gear will be wiped. No tanks and towers shooting from bases. No glitching into player bases or in textures. No kamikaze. No excessive crying in side chat. No taking gear from a hacker. Report the situation to admin. No combat logging. Your gear will be wiped. No unsuitable names, curse words, all spaces, taking other player names and clan tags. No excessive insults in side chat. No racist or homophobic remarks and insults to nations. No voice talking in side chat, preferably English in side chat. Use group chat for other languages. No humanity farming. Do not kill your friends or make plans with other players in order to harvest humanity from each other. Using third-party applications and or macros. B bases and building plots are bound to your group size and can only be placed while being in a group. You can be alone in a group. 1 plot, 1 group member, 2 plots, 2 group members, 3 plots, 7 group members, 4 plots, 11 group members. Note: plot poles owned by a group will be deleted when the group is disbanded. If a player is removed from a group and it changes the number of maximum plots allowed by that group, the plot pole that was placed last will be automatically deleted. B1. Plot management bases need to be maintained before the 6th day or they will degrade. Safe code will be set to 0000 if untouched on the 6th day. B2. Other base build rules. Base building requires a plot which is controlled via the group system. Read the changelog for more information. Players are allowed a maximum of 10 safes. They also count as build objects. 5 safes. 4 safe plus 1. Tall safe. If a player builds past the server, build limit, by plot poles, glitches, etc., or builds over water, then do not ask admin for help if gear safes, etc. go missing. Metal box bases are not allowed. Your base needs a door. Your base must have at least 1 ground level access. Your base construction cannot require walking on the side of vertical objects in order to be raided. Floating safes or safe rooms are not allowed. Safes need to be accessible in some way and be raidable. It is not allowed to build a door/elevator/bridge that pushes you through textures, i.e. a wall. Water bases are allowed but not supported, and we highly recommend against it. Using sandbags to exploit a bug with them being see-through from one side is prohibited. No hiding safes out of sight inside items, materials, and or the nature of Chernarus, trees, ground, static items, etc. Blocking safes in any way is not allowed. The only form of making your base raid proof is by making either a drawbridge or an elevator. Important means of gear protection. The only form of making your base semi-raid proof is by making either a drawbridge or an elevator. If you don't know what a bridge or elevator is, we highly suggest you educate yourself. This is one of the only ways to truly protect your gear from an easy raid. No bases camping, any traders, UN outposts, or belota. C. Base raiding. Raiding is legal and encouraged. All bases have to be constructed to be raidable. All safes needs to be accessible by some means to you and potential raiders. Safes placed without a plot pole will be deleted without prior warning. Floating safes or safe rooms that have a ladder or stairs that is removed or invisible are not allowed. Pulling items through a solid wall from containers close to the exterior is a form of glitching, and you will be banned. Pulling items through a hole in a wall that is smaller than your head is also considered a glitch. A base raid can be considered illegal if this is used at any point to pass items through said wall. You may not use a non-allowed vehicle to defend your base during raid by shooting at said base, even though it is yours. Using towed lifted vehicles to enter bases is not allowed. Exploiting craters, wrecks from exploded vehicles, and/or graves from bodies to jump over walls is not allowed. Walking on the side of vertical objects is not allowed. D. Combat and engagement. Combat and killing are a normal part of the game and encouraged. Admins will review combat situations to make sure rules were not violated. However, players need to keep in mind the environment setting is a zombie apocalypse and survival and gear gain are the goals. No attacking player bases with any mission super trader type. Gunships, planes, or tanks. No armed vehicles shooting out of bases, both towers and roofed areas. Helipad garage excluded if non-roofed on ground level. Ramming by a ground vehicle is allowed, but not in a safe zone. You cannot park or land Mozzies or other vehicles on top or near a base and then explode it, deeming it a bomb in some way. This will be classed as illegal base attack. Shooting existing vehicles not parked by you or any friends members of your group are excluded from this rule. Kamikaze baiting by hovering above a vehicle, player or base is not allowed. E. Safe zones. Safe zones are for trading. Enter safe zone and conduct your trades and leave. No safe zone griefing harassing other players will get you kicked, banned, or a combo of the aforementioned no stealing vehicles or gear. No blocking trader areas, your vehicle will be deleted. If you leave a vehicle in a safe zone, it will be moved to Belota on server restart. No camping from or to the safe zone's areas. If you are in combat or leave the safe zone and enter combat, you cannot go into the safe zone. If you are out of sight or not in firing range for a period of 1 minute, then the combat can be considered to be over. Standing at the edge or hovering above the safe zone protection border in order to wait for your vehicle storage timer to go down, or being able to use the vehicle's radar while being untouchable is considered a safe zone abuse. Do not be surprised if you get killed. As mentioned above, safe zones are for trading. Enter safe zone and conduct your trades and leave. F. Second accounts. On second accounts, you are not allowed to own plot holes, own safes, own vehicles in the virtual garage, be part of a group only to make the member count higher, buy Lotta Zoo. 23 from the Lotta Trader. Abuse the second account in any way. It is also not allowed to play on 2 accounts at the same time using 2 computers. G definitions. G1. Safe zone camping. Utilizing the area of the safe zone to harvest kills and player's gear. G2. Safe zone abuse. Moving in and out of safe zone and using its God mode protection during combat. Once you enter combat, you cannot return to safe zone for protection. G3. Safe zone griefing, excessive harassment of other players. G4. Combat avoidance. Using a safe zone to remove yourself from a combat situation already in progress. Note, if a player is out of sight or not in firing range for a period of 1 minute, then the combat can be considered to be over. Non-allowed vehicles can attack your base if you are in the middle of a combat situation and you return to your base to avoid combat. G4. 1. Mozzie. Exclusion. Only vehicles such as Mozzie Autogyro are allowed to enter a safe zone during a combat situation. It will not be counted as combat avoidance since vehicle or player can't defend itself. G5. Kamikaze. Running an air vehicle into a ground vehicle, person, or another air vehicle or a base. This is not allowed. The Chukar aka BQM-74 are fully excluded from this rule. 1. Ramming running a ground vehicle into a land vehicle, person, or another land vehicle. An air vehicle that is on the ground or a base. This is allowed. 2. Provoking self-inflicted kamikaze by setting yourself up as a bait, hovering over or next to vehicles, bases, or players to deliberately get shot and crash, is not allowed. G6. Combat logging is handled by a script and doesn't need any additional ban or punishment. G7. Vehicles allowed to attack bases, see my other video or in-game menu. If the vehicle is not on this list, you're not allowed to use it to attack a base unless base owners have shot at you first. The disallowed vehicles may attack a base if and only if attacked first. But only the vehicle that was attacked can return fire, not another member of a team or another vehicle. You may only kill the offending player or player team. You are not allowed to then use this vehicle to then raid. For clarification, ask an admin. 1. Warning. Corralled or fenced areas that are non-roofed and clearly not part of the base main structure are not to be protected by our base attack rule. This includes but is not limited to helipad areas for deploying vehicles. Any players or vehicles in these areas are open to attack and destruction. If a base tower is directly connected to a part of the base without any spacing, you cannot shoot this. If the tower is raised and only have a ramp connected to the base and has no roof, you may shoot the very top of the tower without hitting the main part of the base itself. Do this at your own risk. If you miss and get reported, actions will be taken against you. G. Player etiquette and good sportsmanship. Be respectful to server admins and do your part to help resolve server and in-game issues. Keep in mind that they are donating their free time to help protect and ensure fair gameplay. The job of the admin can be difficult, time-consuming, and often thankless. If you have an issue with an admin, please take the time to report it on forum and ban appeals. Being a good player goes a long way to helping making a great gaming experience for yourself and for others. Help when you can in-game. For example, answer questions in side chat. If someone needs something you have and don't need, help out. You kill someone and you don't need that gear. Let them know it's there and you're not taking it. We all have personality differences and conflicts will arise, but try to understand the other person's perspective and resolve issues without admin intervention when you can.